Hi, everybody. So as you can see, we only have one video this week. Unfortunately, Tony, our narrator, had a couple technical difficulties during the break, which made us have to end our stream a little earlier than anticipated. But hopefully you guys enjoy what we did manage to achieve during our first half. Don't forget to give the video a like, the channel subscribe, and if you'd like to come check out our silly shenanigans, we stream on Fridays over on our Twitch channel, which is /dice dropping. We stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and we hope we'll see you guys there. All right? Have a good one. Enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to Dice Dropping Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game, The Chronicles of House Weirlight. Say hi, House Weirlight.
Hello.
Hello, Tony.
Oh, wow, hi.
But more importantly, hello, narrator.
Oh,
Hello, narrator.
I normally do that. I just figured I'd change it.
Hi, Tony.
Hi. Well, I'm real excited to be back. I know y'all are excited to be back. And it's nice because there's no pressure, huh? There's no grand conspiracy.
Nothing.
Everyone
Nothing
loves you.
Everything's gonna go great.
The air invited the great evil to our party. I don't know.
Well, she was gonna come anyway.
I know that, but like, direct invitation is different.
All right, but yes, as we are today, we are going to start getting into the twins' name day celebration.
Woo!
So, if all of you are ready, let's just kind of go into it. So we're going to kind of start as Aaron just kind of like the peanut gallery she is. Yelled, Fortune. Yes, that is in fact how we are going to start. It has been
Give me money.
It has been a few months since House Weirlight has returned to the Redlands, and it is time to see how their house fortunes went. So, now, Tidrick.
Yes.
You have been running your land these past few while, and you have many benefits to this.
From what I understand, yes, we do.
Yes. Now, could anyone tell me what the actual benefit Tidrick has to this role? I believe Thorsten, our maester, has calculated it at one point.
Hi.
Lots. Aaron too. Yep.
Yes.
I am note keeper for this, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to let somebody else in the class have a turn? I know how that is.
I was like, no, that's fine. If you want to say it, you go for it.
Cool. So we get a benefit from having a maester. A port.
Which is a...
maester is +3, port is +5, sept is +3. So we have +11.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then we get a +0 from law and a +3 from population, so it's a total of a +14.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, don't we get a bonus from our steward?
Yes, for having an important person, you guys get the steward gives you a +1.
Head for
which
numbers.
is pretty cool. Yep. So that's total. Well, with that, it's even more actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe now. Here's the thing. I believe we don't have a sept. I do not have a sept in my things. I thought that was very specific.
I thought we had one because of us having a septa.
No, y'all don't have a sept. No.
Okay, that's cool.
So that would be 3 lower, but 2 higher.
That's fine.
So you guys still have a +13 in total.
Yep.
Which is fairly ridiculous. Now +1. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, Tidrick, if you would roll me that status stewardship roll.
All right, let's get that going.
24 plus 13 is 37.
Plus,
And don't we get something from Bailey?
her.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No. He added it to the
So we already added the cunning?
Yeah, so with head for numbers, I think that's only when I roll, but I am allowed to add my cunning reg to
Gotcha.
my status tests.
Wait, you're oh shit. Well, no, that would apply
Yeah.
here because you're
Yeah.
a steward in aiding.
Yeah.
So
So that's +4 also.
41.
excuse me, it's 41.
It's still the same. Gross.
Still
I mean, I
gross.
believe it is. Growth, fantastic. So growth reflects the improvement of one or more of the house's resources. It might be result in a gift of land, a sudden swell in population, the upturn in the economy, and so on. So it
Can
will
I-
improve. Yeah.
Can I spend a destiny point to add 1 to that?
No.
I mean, no.
No.
You can't.
No.
Destiny points only affect you personally.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Um,
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, you cannot do that, unfortunately. But it's still real good.
Oh, yeah.
So growth is real good. So that means 1 resource, by of course my careful definition, is going to grow by 1. Which is
And does that include wealth?
It does include.
Okay.
It could include wealth.
Because I know
But-
there's certain things that don't.
Yes, I understand. But with the current scenario going on, yeah. Wait, did you have a hand, Vivian?
Well, I was just self-remembering to invite a particular person to.
Okay,
the
sure.
feast, So that.
No problem. Then we are actually going to do up by wealth by 1
Sweet.
because of our current
Quest.
circumstance.
We get a roll.
Yes.
Does house for numbers apply here too? Because I think it'll be +2.
It would. It would be +2. Thank you for.
Nice.
reminding
We
me.
also have a marketplace, which allows us, if it's just a +1, we get to roll a d6 and do a thing.
Then roll that
Oh,
d6.
shit.
Jesus Christ.
What is Who are we?
We're such a mess. In the best way, but
Hold on.
I will roll it. I will roll
Okay.
Sure, go for it.
Fair.
it. 3. So there's a +5 to wealth.
Huh. That's nice.
Mhm.
So we break even for
Alright,
this
alright.
this tourney then.
Turning.
There we go.
So that's it.
Nice. So, and then we also, I know we talked about adding a new resource. Did we want to do that?
Yes.
I think universally we all said yes.
All right. So we are then removing, we got 5 new wealth. We're now removing 10. So we only, a loss of 5 temporarily, of course. As in the past few months, Tidrick has been overseeing the sowing of a vineyard on the Redlands. Now that we can add that to wealth holdings as a vineyard. Now, it won't actually be able to contribute for another, about 2 years. But
It's an investment.
it's there. It's happening. People are doing stuff.
So would you also want me to take away the cost that we're also paying for this tourney now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that would have been
So
spent by now.
that's then it's just the 5 equals out what we're paying,
Mhm.
and then we'll just go down the 10 and
Yep.
Okay.
There you go. Then fantastic. So
Oh, storyteller. Before we move on, I also get to make a status roll for my wealth.
right, that's right, because your parents give you money.
Mommy, Daddy, I need my
Um,
allowance.
That's still a thing that's happening.
Yep.
That's gonna happen until they fucking die.
Yep. So it's a easy cunning or status test, my choice.
Actually,
and then
that's gonna happen until the house disappears.
that's very true. And then my degrees of success give me it's 10 gold dragons per
Degree
times
of-
my degree.
Yes.
So I will be choosing status.
And this is against a TN of what?
3, easy.
Thank you. All right.
Well,
10. All right. So that is, I think, only 2 degrees of success.
All
So
right.
you get 20 gold dragons.
No problem.
Pocket
is
money.
your status only 3, Vivian?
No, my status is 5.
Oh, it only rolled 3 because you.
Because your
Oh, wait,
wounds.
these are you have to.
Are my wounds gone?
Yes, they are gone.
Amazing.
It has been
I understand.
several months.
Let me roll that again, if I can.
Please do.
My
Yeah, sorry,
wounds
didn't mean to
gone.
interrupt, but oh,
There we go. Bit different.
A
Um,
bit.
Just a wee bit.
All right, so that is, I believe, 4 degrees of success.
All right.
So that is in fact 40 gold dragons.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Thank you.
More pocket money.
Yep.
More pocket money.
Yep, this is your allowance. You're tithing for. You have a wealthy family and you have been married off. Therefore, you just get this every quarter, essentially. So fantastic. So we have the bookkeeping and the mechanics sort of out of the way. Right? Yes. Anyone else have a thing?
Yep.
No?
I'll add the vineyard stuff to the fortune at the end.
Yes. Fantastic. Then let us begin. And to begin, of course, we have to come down to, and the camera kind of zooms in on the great castle of Theolden Hall.
Ooh,
That's pretty.
beautiful.
Indeed, indeed. Yes, as we see here, this is Theolden Hall raised high, a great castle of size and girth. As we know, Game of Thrones castles are real crazy in size and displacement.
Great tracts of land.
Great tracts of land. We can kind of see in the back there the kind of more faded parts that are the older parts of the hall, and then the brand sexy new ones in the front. So, as we kind of come in on the lands, we see banners and colors being placed up all throughout the fields and the main courtyards. We've seen a joust pitch has been dug, and the fencing being placed up. Streamers and other colors and maypoles of all shapes, colors, and sizes are being placed everywhere in preparation, of course, for the name day celebration of the twins of House Weirlight, the heir, Lord Henrik Weirlight, and the first daughter, Lady Mariella Weirlight. A very important name day in the culture of Westeros, as it is their 16th name day, the day where they have become men and women grown. And we sort of see kind of, I would say, kind of coming in, I think, on an area, we see lots of sort of like troops and soldiers kind of walking around, and then sort of walking with great purpose and step. We see freshly knighted Sir Nymora Flowers.
Yes.
Nymora, we see you walking with purpose down the road. What? How are you dressed? Have you begun to dress differently now that you are a knight?
So I think that for the most part, she still dresses relatively the same. The main difference being is that I suddenly have a lot of money. More money than I could possibly spend in any one lifetime, basically. And so what I have not already sent to my mother, I basically have used to just get better quality clothing. So still pants, still kind of like tighter fitting like doublets and jerkins, but now instead of being made of just this fucking just hemp or whatever, whatever it is,
it's of a clearly finer quality.
It's
better
it's
colors.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's nice linen. It's nice, like my boots have like wool lining now, or fur
The
lining
equivalent
now.
of castle forged.
A castle forged T-shirt.
Yeah. Well, I assume you're not wearing your T-shirt in a formal setting.
Oh, absolutely not. I do have like I think probably like 1 or 2 dresses now. to wear in extremely formal settings, but also just like nice suits, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So
Excellent.
and just like more color. Everything before was like brown.
Brown and drab, and now we see a sharper color. So there is just a sort of different quality and air to Nymora by just her clothes. Perhaps maybe even the way she carries herself, as she now is not people. As now people expect things. She now, I think, believes people expect things of her. Now that she is, though a bastard, now a knight first. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, Nymora, we see you walking kind of down one of the many halls of Theolden Hall, and you are walking next to the Castellan, the man, of course, head of defense. He's sort of in the center. You're on his right, and on his left is the Master at Arms. I think Cedric Asterwood, and of course, forgot Castellan, Nero Black. We have not seen them in quite some time. Nero with his one eye patch and slick back graying hair, and his tendency to wear much darker colors, looking very much like a Shakespearean character. You are going over security and defenses at the Theolden Hall, as there are going to be a ton of people staying here. Like, most of them will be staying in the castle, so regulating areas, and you were brought on to this conversation as you are the Master at Arms, of course, protects the land, the Castellan protects the castle, and you, of course, protect the family. So you are, of course, you don't sit in an office and do this. You walk and talk because you have to literally go to places. Nero, of course, is walking you over to a side wall and goes, right, I think we need at least a patrolling of 3 men here. This is kind of a more side, place, and not a lot of traffic through here, but it could lead into the kitchens, which would be dangerous for, I'm sure you all know, a number of reasons, and it also is out of the way enough that I'm sure some teenagers will think this will place a private.
Speaking of teenagers, are we going to... We really should put a couple of people, at least take a couple of passes underneath the twins' rooms.
No, that excellent idea. Cedric, what have you done involving that? He goes, I think, I've, of course, increased our ranks. I've mustered some of the other men. Now, of course, due to Lady Weirlight's suggestion, I have to be very limited in the amount of men I pick, for their uniforms must be presentary, and we only have so many. He goes, I thought a fair few hundred were commissioned. Yes, they were, my lord, but the grounds are large, and apparently they are needed in certain aspects. He goes, yes, of course, the festivities. Yes, now, Nymora, most of the time, I believe you will be staying with Lady Mariella, yes?
That's the plan. I mean, I'm not particularly worried that my Lord Henrik is going to be jumped by any amorous ladies, but, I don't know.
Yes, and I'm sure, Lady Vivian has told you to follow at a distance. That seems to be all of our roles at the moment.
Look at how many of those guards were sent away because they were not attractive enough to be seen up close and personal, huh?
Well, we do have new helmets, I think, to help with that. And there's a sort of knowing chuckle throughout the 3 of you. But I think we have almost everything underway. Of course, we have stationed men in most of the areas. I'm just glad we're not I think we're not the interior staff. I'm sure I think there are a number of strange requests for all the different rooms.
The things that the kitchen has seen.
I remember when this castle was half this size. as Nero kind of begins to go on, and like Cedric is like, yeah.
I look at Cedric and I say it's like, for serious though, we really should have a couple of passes underneath the twins' rooms. Considering everything that happened at King's Landing a few months ago, call me paranoid, but
do not worry. Good sir, we will. I've already taken the liberty. I'm just so glad that their rooms are, so high up and have nothing underneath them. I remember when they were children and Lady Vivian moved their rooms. After that time, Henrik kept just climbing out of his window.
harder to do when you're several dozen feet above the ground. Yeah, but
Indeed.
when he called her sir, she just beamed, just like huge smile. It's like,
yeah. I mean, y'all are both knights. He is Sir Cedric afterwards, so. Right. And Nero goes, so Naimora, do you have any any further suggestions? A good note with the children's rooms, but any further precautions? You were at King's Landing. What do you think?
I would like some extra precautions taken around the joust. I have seen the way that, considering some of the people who may or may not be attending, I've seen the way that some of them joust, and it may be a good point to have several maesters on hand if we can.
Well, we only have the one.
Yes, but if other people bring their maesters, if we can somehow. I know.
Yeah. I mean, we have several folk who know the first aid and whatnot.
Corrosion, yes.
Yeah,
but if Thorsten can be nearby, and
I mean, we're not in charge of that. I meant security-wise. I have no control over the healers.
But also, it is also security. In fact, if only because that is a good place for accidents to happen.
How many men do you think we should have on the pitch?
Not too many. 2 or 3, maybe.
Are you sure? I was thinking 8.
I mean,
2 in every corner.
If we can spare 8, we can spare 8. But
I think we can manage 8. What do you say? What do you say, Cedric? And he's just like, yeah, I think so. I mean, most will just kind of be out on the outskirts. Of course, most of my men are patrolling at this moment. We have to keep all the roadways in and out of the Redlands as safe as possible. I mean, the past month has me just been cleaning up bandit and deserter scum.
How have bandits been doing lately?
Normally we have a lot of problems with them coming from up north, but we haven't seen much. A lot of certain problems from the east, actually, which almost never happens. They've been hiding out
towards Dorne.
No, not quite. Well, no. Our north is more Dorne. That's why I say that. But no. From from near Sunflower Hole in the Akelands, that sort of area.
Has anyone heard any news from that direction lately? I mean, that's unusual.
I haven't personally. I mean, not that I can really say. I mean, I know the Akelands have always had problems. But I think I've already sent a missive to my uncle about it.
It's not a huge thing, but I don't know. I feel like I'm more paranoid than ever now.
Well, we've increased our patrols on that front. The Red Riders are working night and day.
All right.
All right. Yeah. I think we kind of move away from that conversation to kind of through into the actual keep proper, and there is a hullabaloo. New banners are being taken down. old banners being taken down, new ones are being placed back up. The furniture for several tables, the chairs looks like are being changed out for different chairs. There is we see just outside one of the windows in a courtyard. There are several men unloading what look like these large, tall, like gossamer domes from the back of a cart. As there's like some kind of movement underneath them. There is everything is sort of like in a tizzy. Lady Weirlight, Vivian.
Yeah.
What you are in the main hall? What are you doing?
I'm immediately throwing away a basket of apples because I've told them before we cannot have red or gold apples. They either need to be green or we need to change them for grapes. Both houses of Fossaways will be here and we cannot decide which one we are siding with. And I've said this I don't know how many times before.
It's like, yes, I know, ma'am, but again, we don't have, there are no green apples in season. It's only red and gold, as those are the two houses that grow them.
Well, then get apricots or grapes, something of the like. I do not want to hear excuses. Not today. Not today.
Your chef goes, how about dates?
Ooh, yes, dates.
Like, nods and goes up. What do you tell me? How are you dressed?
I am in transition from getting dressed. Currently I have on my like deep red. Basically, it's like the robe I wear before I'm getting stitched into my dress. But my hair is beautifully coiffed. I wanted it kind of a half up, half down. No jewels of like.
I will say that no one's coming today.
No one's coming today. Oh, then
This is all preparation.
Understood. Then I'm in a very like casual, like deep green, just gown that I can move around very easily in. My hair is just down and free, and I'm dictating with my fan as I go.
Are you standing or sitting?
Sitting because I have been poisoned.
I have been poisoned. Excellent. Yeah, like you are like dictating about and we see entering from the side well, not actually, we see you, Vivian. My bad, my brain just went somewhere odd. One of so we're changing out apples, you're working on the menu. How have you decided to start decorating the hall? Tell me about it.
I for sure wanted the I guess it's a matter of I wanted I didn't want a huge amount of decoration in the main hall because we just renovated, so everything still looks very new and fresh. So I wanted a delicate place. I definitely wanted the tapestries cleaned and scrubbed so that they shine very brightly. But an assortment of fresh fruits and plants from the other Reach neighbors, so that we show that we are friends to all the Reach houses. So plants brought in and newly potted into the main hall. Fabrics of our house colors. Probably in the main hall, I wanted red to be showcased. And in but it's very different in like certain rooms, like the ladies drawing room where we sit and have tea. I wanted very lavishly decorated, very soft comforters brought in.
I mean, it's a celebration, right? So there's like, so is there any kind of like banner in the main hall or of any kind?
Sure. I'll have to talk to Aaron about it, but I definitely wanted a new banner for Henrik made.
Okay.
Then the Weirlight banner, something for him for if he ever decides if he wants to be a knight or not, but his like personal arms.
Yeah, excellent. I think very nice. So is there any direct concerns about the way the hall of looks that you have found? Have you found anything wrong besides the apples?
Nothing's wrong for now. I think my staff at this point has very much been attuned to my nitpicking. I think I'm more concerned about the butterflies I wanted set up in the tea room than
Absolutely.
to be
your what's it called? Your designer, your planner. Was it let's see. Nikathraus is his name. I think he has come up with his very Tudor style bray and this emerald with a peacock feather coming out of it. And he goes, my lady, can you please inform these gentlemen upon your desires, as I have tried numerous times, but they apparently do not want to compensate. And he's gesturing to these people behind him. You recognize them. They're three of your house's knights who have come early to help secure the lands. One comes forward, which is Sir Godheld, and long sworn knight to your guys' house. Very good. And he goes, I say nothing against your designs, my lady, but he is trying to put flowers on our horses.
Yes.
And he goes, yes, absolutely.
So what is the issue, Sir Godheld? Would flowers hinder your horse's ability to move, or is it a matter of the type of flowers agitate your horses, or the volume? Because I am agreeable for compensation, but the flowers are a necessity.
I think it goes. So this is something you requested, then?
Yes, it is.
Because he didn't tell us. We just found this man putting the flowers on our horses.
Yes. Nika has my voice in all matters of presentation within the manor, within Theoden Hall and the knights and other matters of any in sight of the Red Lands. He has my voice in their presentation.
Very well. If that is so, I just had a personal concern as my horse is prone to hay fever.
Understood. Are there any flowers that we can put on his horse that would not agitate his hay fever?
I am skilled in how things look, not how others feel about them.
I understand. Such genius cannot be limited by others' concerns. I understand entirely.
So can I take the flowers off of my horse? Because I don't think he's taking them very well.
Well, if you take the flowers off the horse, you will have to change your helm to know that to add flowers on it. There has to be flowers.
He just stares at you and goes, I see. Right. And we'll just turn around and walk out with the other knights.
My horse has hay fever.
He goes, I am so sorry about that, my lady. I think it must be so difficult to be surrounded by so many people who do not share your vision.
They're just so practical, which I can't fault them for. But sometimes I wish they had a spark of creativity, just an ounce of.
This seven cannot gift us all, no?
It's very true. It's very true.
We kind of move away from Nikathraus and Vivian to our steward, Clarissa.
Hello.
Clarissa, you have not had a moment alone for the past 3 nights. At all, not a single one. As you are helping organize a lot of things, there is always someone asking something of you, or requesting something of you or showing you something if it's right. You always have an answer for them, but you have not had a moment to breathe in quite some time, and today is definitely no different. Except for this one moment, you had, for the past 20 minutes, no one has come to you, and you have managed to make a single cup of tea for yourself. You had someone make a cup of tea for you. And it is finally ready to drink. There's a slice of lemon in it, and you are about to grab it when the door just opens. Megan, one of the kind of like girls that sort of runs for you, she goes, "Excuse me, my lady, the lepidopterologist is here."
Megan. The what?
The lepidopterist. That's what he said.
Who?
He's got a bunch of butterflies.
Okay. What would you like me to do about this?
I'm supposed to come get you about them.
We have a party planned. Okay. Yes, I'm coming. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Megan. She just like looks at the cup of tea and then knocks it over and walks away. Full, just all over the floor. Walks away.
And we see suddenly emerging from where he was sitting, we see Birch, and he immediately comes up and starts lapping at it.
Yeah.
And then goes,
Good for you.
As his tongue hits the lemon. He's just like,
At least you get to enjoy it.
And he
Alright.
pads next to you, and you notice his shoulder is directly against your knee the whole way you were walking.
Yeah.
You walk down the 7 flights of stairs out to the upper courtyard. And you see there are 2 carts filled with these large, like, domes made of, like, almost nearly see-through silk, and there's shapes in them. And there's this very thin, very gaunt, strange-looking man standing there, and he goes, finally, are you the steward?
I am.
Yes, well, I got your order several months ago, which I will say is is only the 3rd most ridiculous order I've ever got. So we have your 3,000 butterflies.
Third is a good record for us.
What do you want me to do with them?
Yeah, great. Brilliant question. I have no idea. But I can find out for you, if you'd like.
Please do. I've been standing here for 2 hours.
I am so sorry about that. Lady Clarissa Esterwood, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Mond Fantarist, Lepidopterist. The 3rd thing I said was my title.
Sure. I'm not going to repeat any of it, unfortunately, for I don't understand any of it, but I will be right back. Give me just a minute to talk to my lady.
Please hurry. Despite what you might think, I do have other things to do.
Fair enough. I will be prompt, and I will go find Vivian.
Yeah, you know where she is. You hear her.
Perfect. Yeah, I will.
You see her talking to Nika Thraus.
Okay.
I swear, if someone asks me one more time why we're having 50 courses instead of 36, I will lose my mind.
Good day, Lady Vivian.
Clarissa, yes.
The butterflies are here.
Oh my goodness. I'm so happy they're here early. Yes, what about them?
Well, I apologize. I don't know where to put them. There's 3,000 of them. Can't just leave them somewhere, I think. I don't know. I've never taken care of a butterfly before.
Of course. Well, 1,000 of them are supposed to be released as soon as the ladies walk into the drawing room the first time, so you or whoever else would be in charge will have to keep 1,000 of them alive until the guests arrive, and then 2,000 of them will be released in the inner in a drawing room so that, there's a bit of festive life when people take their tea and have conversation. Do you know how to train butterflies? Is that within your repertoire? I should have asked for a butterfly tamer along with that. I'm sure.
I will find someone who can.
Excellent. Well done.
Oh, do not worry, Lady Vivian. I have 3 people with me who are trained, lepidopterists.
Oh my gosh, Nika, what would I be without you? This place would be a mess.
I'm just so glad that you had me here. I obviously am needed.
Obviously. I would be alone in this. Well, I would be alone. Truly.
I'm going to go take care of the butterflies now. You continue this lovely conversation.
I don't pay attention to clips.
I turn around and I walk away. For the love of... Okay. Yeah. Lepidopterist is a fake word if I've ever heard one. Okay.
That's not a thing.
I collect people to bring the butterflies to the drawing room, and then the other 1,000, I find Megan.
Megan,
I
sure.
say, if these die, I can't tell you what might happen to you, unfortunately. So, take care of them. Well, I'm going to go have tea.
What do I feed them?
This is a great question. You should ask the lepidopterist, I suppose.
Oh, all right.
Perfect. Good job, Megan.
I just normally put the firewood in the... All right.
Well, now you get to take care of butterflies. It's a great promotion for you, I think. I don't know. Okay. Yes.
Been promoted.
You've been promoted. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talk to me, Megan. You're getting another upgrade, okay? Another promotion.
All right.
If anyone enters my rooms, I'm blaming you.
Okay. Good. Should I bring the butterflies to your room?
Sure, actually, that way I can make sure that your quality of work is good and that they're not dying.
Okay.
It's not like I use them anyways, apparently. So.
Girl.
All right, man. Miss, I'll just finish what my original tasks, and then I'll get right on it. I still got 40 other rooms for firewood.
You do that.
All right. She just runs off. So you go back up to your office, trying to make yourself another tea, but you do notice something upon entering and closing the door, kind of taking a breath. There's something on your desk that wasn't there before.
I walk up and pick it up.
I don't know if you pick it up. It's a Weirlight.
Good. Good. Okay. There's nothing underneath it or around it. Does it have the metal attached?
The metal?
Yes, a metal chunk in the roots, or is it plucked?
It looks plucked to you.
Okay. Yeah, I grab a piece of cloth and I wrap it up, and I'm gonna go find Thorsten.
Excellent. The exact person we were about to transition to.
Well, how about that?
How about that?
As Maester, you of course have been dealing with one of the most necessary tasks a Maester can deal with: sorting mail.
One of his favorite pastimes.
Yes. You have received several confirmations from several families that stating that they will be attending. Others still haven't confirmed. You have also received some that state they cannot attend. One is House Manning. Unfortunately, they are not going to be able to attend due to Sylvie's pregnancy. So good news, but sad they won't be attending.
Yes.
You're also good news because you were going to have to hide Darren probably in your room.
Oh yes, listeners, he's still here.
Yes, of course he is.
He hasn't gone anywhere.
Of course not. Hanging out with his cousins. And his aunt and uncle. So you have received that that news. Let's see here. You have also received some news. Unfortunately, House Dulver is not going to be able to attend due to the Lord Dulver seems apparently ill and cannot move, and his family wish to stay with him.
Understandable.
Don't like that.
So that is unfortunate. Now you do get a few confirmations from upper houses. You're like, oh, that makes sense that these were invited. You do get one from you read one from a house called House Malister.
Can you spell that?
Yeah, sure. It is AMLAM. I'll spell anything. House Malister. If you want to know who they are,
Of course.
it is a status test. 12, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's 2 degrees of success. Yeah, I mean, you definitely know who this is, Thorsten. House Malister is one of the most powerful houses in the Riverlands. They are the Lords of Seaguard, which is this massive castle on the coast of the Riverlands. They're very famous for fighting and killing Ironborn. It's their favorite pastime. But the main thing you definitely know about them is Jason Malister, who is the current Lord of House Malister, killed you and Tedric's childhood friend in the rebellion. So that was.
Why did they get an invite?
So I think, Thorsten, you might be a little surprised that they say they have received an invite and that they are coming. But with 2 degrees of suggest, you have an inkling why. The heir of House Malister is, well, their house have recently come into a lot of great standing, and their heir is unmarried. Basically, in the first war Tedric fought in, you guys fought in, you were enemies. In the second, you guys were allies, as they also were, of course, fighting the Greyjoy Rebellion. And very famously, Jason Malister, known to be a very strong and powerful warrior, he slew Balon Greyjoy's eldest son in combat. As his son tried to take Seaguard, which no one ever has.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think perhaps that was a little surprising to you, Thorsten.
Yes, it very well was.
But that is
anything else of note?
Looks like, though they rarely do, the red wines are coming. And Paxter Redwine himself is in fact coming.
Who was that? Sorry, Paxter?
Paxter Redwine, yeah, the Lord of House Redwine.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so just going through some mail. Seeing that.
Through the scrolls.
Yep. And you also know, confirmed, I will say, as he was invited, Orton Lucas is coming.
Yay! Friends.
Like, yep, friends.
I like how to be happy.
Yeah.
I have a I guess protocol question.
Sure.
Would I be able to invite someone on my own, or does everything have to go through the lords and through the lord?
You can request that
Okay.
someone is invited. Essentially, you can just do it, but like it's seen as a little impertinent.
It felt kind of presumptuous. Okay.
Yeah. But like, if you wanted to request, like, hey, could this person come? Like, if there was a certain person, who was that?
The Frostmoors, of course.
The Frostmoors.
It's legit. They're way too far north for them to actually come. But I think the gesture is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can absolutely request that. Vivian and Tidrick, do you have any problem with that?
Do we know anything of the Frostmoors?
Yeah, we got one of the horses.
You got one of their
from the
horses.
north.
You know
Yeah.
they're from the north. You know they're from the north. They're yeah, they're from the north. They're a prominent family there. They're good jousters. And they're one of
cats.
they do not do that.
Sorry, they train.
That's sad.
No,
Dad.
that's how Shades Rock. That's how.
Okay.
Different house.
Yeah, sad
my
dad.
bad.
They're one of the few northern houses that do joust and participate in tournaments, and they are they're direct bannermen to the Starks.
Then yes. Well,
Alright.
I vote yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one more person I wanted to, because looking through my notes, Captain Simonin, because I know I owed him introducing him to affluent families, and this would be the event to do so.
Excellent. Yes. No, he definitely confirms he's coming.
Geralds.
Oh yeah, they're coming for sure. Now I will say House Frostmore, since the letter was sent, do send back that they are unfortunately unable to attend due to the time constraint and journey, but wish well on the name day. And there is also a sub part, Thorsten, to that letter that says something about that a plant only the plant only moves when a spider is within it. It's just randomly written on the bottom, and you're not really sure what the fuck that means.
Oh my gosh, I gotta mute myself because
I'm making friends with a green seer for you guys. I
Little
just think they're me and Nimora just think
it's
they're
written
cool.
in like a completely different hand in ink, and you're just like, okay, that's weird.
Storing that in my.
Of course, the
database again.
Primaris.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna make friends with everybody, guys. It's gonna help us in the long run.
Mm.
You never know.
Yeah. So you're just like, it's just like, all right, cool. But
The
yeah,
night that
several
unites
different,
us all.
there are several different people coming. And just as Clarissa enters your office, as dim as it is, in the high tower, you do, of course, receive a confirmation from the Ashfords. But Clarissa, you enter Thorsten's always interesting smelling office.
Yeah, somehow in the walk over here, her hair has just like slowly fallen out of the bun, and it's all down her shoulders now.
Mm-hmm.
I have received a present, Thorsten.
Presents are good.
No, actually.
No.
She'll throw it on his desk and open the cloth.
Oh. As soon as she does that, I'm gonna re-say that phrase that I read on the Frostmoors. The plant only moves with a spider in it. Does that sound familiar to you?
No? What?
No.
Where did that come from? What?
Oh.
Have you been reading without me? That's rude.
No, this was actually on a scroll from the Frostmoors. In a different hand than the Frostmoors.
The frost.
I just find your timing impeccable coming in with just reading that, and so I just was curious.
Spiders? Spiders now too? Cool. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
Good.
More sleepless nights, right?
Didn't have enough of those. So, how are things?
They're going.
Good. Glad to hear it.
I let Clarissa know of all the families that are and are not coming. Just quick overview. That way she can pass that along to
Mhm.
Lady Vivian when
Yep.
she gets the moment.
Absolutely. Clarissa, you also notice about his office there are many new, at least not new books, but maybe books that have now been brought out, and most of them have to do with mysticism and magic.
Yep.
You have been reading without me. To be fair, the break was nice, but apparently, the Weirlights have decided that we took too long, so they took it upon themselves to make sure we knew they were there.
Do you want the Cliff Notes version?
Appreciate it.
Yes, of course, Maester Cliff, very famous for abbreviating long text.
Fun Buckley, Anthony.
Thank you.
He makes the notes of Spock.
That was his assistant
With Maester Spark.
Yeah, with Maester Spark, but of course Maester Spark tried to take credit for the. It's a whole thing.
Good.
And with that, I will start divulging into everything with magic, and like I'm assuming I've had some time to read.
Mm-hmm. So you're like, all right. So basically, do you know the concepts of thaumaturgy?
She sits down. She's like, "This is a great break. Actually, let's talk about this instead of the party."
So it turns out, according to this book, everything is connected by invisible energy. You're just like.
Well,
Yep. So as you begin to get in on that, we do see sort of, I think in one of the like 3 parlors of Theolden Hall, we do see Mariella, first daughter of House Weirlight, sitting across from you is Tisea, your younger sister, and sitting sort of for some reason on like a short stool, like at the other part of this table is I think a young girl we would barely recognize. But we do see what is now known as the young ward of House Weirlight, Alyssa.
Lady lessons.
Yes, as you are, all 3 of you, sitting there, I think with with your septa. She goes, yes, and you are currently going through elocution lessons.
Oh gosh.
How's that going?
Mariella, you are mostly here for like touch up, but this is predominantly for Tisea, and then Alyssa gets to sit in. Though, and you're also here just to make sure that nothing crazy happens, because last time the Septa and Alyssa were alone together, things happened.
Yeah.
And you're not sure which one of them started it or which one of them ended it, but there is, yeah. But it does seem, though, no matter how feral Alyssa was, or of course as we used to know her as Alley Cat, the Septa seems to not really have given a shit whatever excuse or violence she brings up. I think it's just like, the salmon run in the far reaches of the river run. And just like the salmon, and to say, of course, repeating it. And then after much toasting, Alyssa just like, the salmon rum in the, and just immediately just like a slam on the table. Just like, And as the lessons sort of continue and you're just sort of here for moral support, and goes, good, now practice that. I will be back momentarily. And she says up, Lady Mariella, if you could take over. As the Septo turns and walks out, and then the moment she's out of earshot, Alyssa goes, "Oh, third scone break today, eh?" Tisea
Well.
chuckles slightly.
I love her.
Considering the number of individuals that will be entering this castle, it's a good test to see how much of a lady you've become.
I think, yeah, well, it's all a guise, right? I'm just supposed to act like a lady, right?
Well, it depends.
I mean, that's right. I think that's what I was told. That she's actually, I think that she is actually my spy. Isn't that right, Alyssa? She goes, "That's right, my lady. I'm your spy." I'm like, yes. I have enemies, you know.
Tisea, Garrick does not count as an enemy.
Only on days he doesn't listen to me.
Well,
little Vivian there.
that situation will be probably changing later.
Like,
So
I know. It's not fair. I mean, why did... What do they think? I mean, why do you have to leave and Garrick? It's just, it's not fair. I mean, if I'm going to, you know, one of you leave, it should just be one of you, not two.
well, it could be partially because they see what kind of a lady you can become, and so need to focus their resources to make you as shine as bright as possible.
But I'm already so shiny and bright.
This is true.
And I just, you know, it's not like I'm scared or whatever, but I just, you know, I'm concerned for you. I mean, like, you know, what if they don't know how Garrick likes his toast? Or what if they don't know that you need to always win at Savas? Or...
I don't always need to. I just normally beat our father and Henrik.
Oh. It's not exactly what I've observed, but all right. Alyssa goes, "Well, don't you worry, my lady. I'll be also... both me and Cinnamora will be watching after your sister." Like, yes, I suppose that is good, but that means also Nymora is leaving. And I think I will miss her. I mean, I have been a little confused why everyone keeps calling her Sir, and she says she became a knight, but I thought she already was a knight. And also, she's not a Sir. Sir, she's I think she's a blade lady.
Bless this precious child.
Well,
Like Blady.
Sir is recognizing becoming a knight, and it's something new and very precious to her. So that's why everybody keeps calling her that.
Well, very well. That I understand. I mean, it's just everything's changing so quickly. I mean, everything was perfect, and nothing bad was happening ever, and then suddenly now everything is... and now suddenly things are happening. You're leaving, and Garrick's leaving, and everyone keeps talking about how Henrik's going to marry someone who I very much hope whoever Henrik marries is very pretty. Because I will not have someone who is not pretty marrying my brother.
I would also like somebody that lets Henrik be Henrik, because we would not want our brother to change.
Is there a way that Henrik couldn't be Henrik?
Well, do you remember
if-
in some of those storybooks of very mean, wicked people trying to change good people?
I do.
Unfortunately, some of those exist. It's our job to make sure they don't marry Henrik.
Well, won't mother and father kill them?
Well, that's
Or
only
make
if they...
someone else kill them?
Why don't we instead find a nice, pretty girl instead for him to marry?
Very well. I will help.
I have met one, and
Have
I
you?
will introduce her to you.
What's
To
her
s-
name?
Her name is Scarlet
What's her family name?
Primaris.
I've heard of Scarlet Primaris. She's supposed to be very pretty.
She's also very nice.
Is she? Well, that's
Yes.
good. She just moves her hair. If it wasn't, she wouldn't be good enough for Henrik.
Exactly.
And mother always says that we need only the best when marrying.
Now, I know it's before your name day, but since I am probably going to leave soon, I will show you what I've been working on for your name day. That way you can always have a little bit of me.
If you feel so compelled. She's just like, oh my god. Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, she smiles. She goes, oh, "That's so much better than Scepter's work."
Well, I figure you need your own pattern that can be placed on your dresses and your things.
When I do, I would like that. Like, she smiles. She goes, "Thank you, sissy."
Well, remember, you can also practice your letters with me.
Yes, I can write you, can't I?
Exactly.
Well, there we are.
And Alyssa can also help give word to you about anything she thinks might be wrong.
Oh, don't worry. If there's anyone mean to her, I'll let you know, my lady. He goes, "Well, that is good. That is your function, Alyssa. Thank you." And she just smiles, though, as if, like, she's playing rather than this is serious.
Yeah.
Like, but Henrik's not going anywhere, right?
No.
Good.
They wouldn't dare take him from you. You're in charge of him.
Well, that's very good. He's always so he always helps me dress up, and he always has nice things to say about my dresses, and I just appreciate that in a brother, especially since Garrick doesn't say any of those things.
But Garrick will occasionally let you have him be your horse.
Well, every brother has a use, doesn't they?
This is true. Garrick does have the wider shoulders to help accommodate that.
She just nods. Right, do you think... I know it's your name day, and I do have a present for you, but do you think it'll be alright if I could dance? Finally. Mother and father won't let me dance, but I think I'm finally old enough to dance.
Well, who do you want to dance with?
I never thought about that. I just want to dance.
I think
I suppose Henrik.
I think they would let you dance with Henrik, most definitely.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Now, we should probably practice that line at least once that the Septa gave us.
Right, of course. What was it again? As a test. And Alyssa repeats it. And she goes, "Very good, Alyssa. She's doing quite well, I think, Mariella." And
I'm sure you could say it multiple times yourself.
I can. And
She does a hand gesture of
mm-hmm. Yeah, no, she'll be the elocution lessons begin, but Mariella, you do hear outside so much activity.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason why you're in here with.
I'm planning for the stables when I get released. I'm gonna go hide.
Mm-hmm. It has been difficult because the stables have been taken over by so much activity. The people around the stables and the courtyards and all the different banners and tables being brought in, and it is ridiculous.
I wanted to put some work into Dread of Night.
Mm-hmm. It has been interesting. Every time you notice the past, I would say 3-4 days, you have tried to sneak off to the stables a few times, but something has sort of stopped you, whether it be a servant or someone, not like holding you like you can't go there, but have just needed you for something. It's
Okay.
almost as if you're being kept from the stable.
Yeah, she probably recognizes it, and it's like, there's probably a surprise there.
Perhaps. So we do move away from Mariella, and we do move to the receiving hall of Theolden Hall, this grand, tall, one of the tallest ceilinged areas probably in this old hall near the back, and we see on a raised plinth the seat of the Olden Hall, the Red Throne, and sat upon it, looking rather official, Lord Tedric Weirlight.
Woo!
Lord of the Redlands, Master of the Port. And you currently are, as in celebration to your heir's name day, you are having as tradition with the land, a hearing of your people. And most of the past 2 days has been you listening to your people and their concerns. Many have literally just come and waited in line to just wish you and Henrik well. Literally it. Which was very nice of them, but
Yeah, very nice.
they seemed real excited to do it too. Many of your like farmers have brought just like offerings in celebration game day of like eggs and chickens and things, you don't need, but you of course don't insult them by returning it.
Yeah.
But like it is, it's more chicken tonight,
I do love chicken. Such an adaptable meat. You can go with anything.
I can, my lord, I can. Standing next to you, who has become one of your more personal guards, is of course Jean. In his now, of course, since proving himself in his captain's regalia, which comes with a nice deep red cloak. I think as he is, standing there, all nice and tall, and of course on your left side is one of your knights, essentially, who has been here with you the past day or so. And you're just listening to your people. They've come to you with several grievances, land disputes, rights of who actually owns this donkey, which is actually where we're at right now. He goes, "Well, you see, my lord, it was my donkey that gave birth. Right, yes, right, but he wandered onto my land, and it was my donkey that impregnated his donkey, and his donkey gave birth on my land. And so we just wanted to come to you. Whose donkey is it?" And they just stare at you.
Well, it does seem you both have claims to this donkey. Both are very legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know what I'm going to do. We cut the donkey in half, and you each get a half.
They just stare at you in horror. All right, my lord.
Okay, that didn't work the way I was planning.
Yeah, they just look horrified. They obviously do not get that it is a joke.
Never mind. That was just me trying to pull some fun. Okay, so.
They both just start laughing very nervously.
So. The donkey got impregnated on your land and gave birth on your land, correct?
Yes.
But it is his donkey that he owned that was impregnated.
Yes, sir, it was.
Well, in this matter, I feel that if your donkey had not wandered over onto his property to begin with, therefore it would not have been impregnated, correct?
Well, I suppose that is true, my lord.
Hmm. Well, therefore, I feel that it would be his donkey.
Like, she goes, like, where is it? Very well, my lord. All right, they leave. They
I
get
just
more.
give a quick glance up to John.
Yeah, John's just like looks at you. He's just like, yes, like the protector of the realm, my lord. Yep. A few more well-wishers come of your lands. Again, you've been getting a lot of these people, but it has been going on for quite some time. And I would like you to just right now just roll a general. Just make another. I know we did it at the very beginning, but make a stewardship roll.
Oh, okay.
28.
Incredible.
Best lord.
24 was a little low for me.
Yeah, very good lord. Yeah, you moved through the rest with not only speed, but attention. You give everyone their due. Everyone feels like they're heard. No one feels like they're boring you. Jean and the others are quite impressed as they are bored out of their fucking skulls.
All they have to do is stand there. I mean, and if somebody gets uppity to put them back down.
Occasionally you have to call, normally Clarissa would be like by your side through this whole thing, but your wife has commandeered her due to the festival preparations.
Kyle, ale.
Kyle, of course, comes over and refills your ale mug. You have had to see her, have someone get her occasionally to come down, and you're like, hey, so we need this, this, and this. Like, we've bought this, we've given this, things of that nature. There's someone here kind of like making a record of it. Which is this young man who's just been kind of who's sort of like a scribe essentially, who's just been making records basically for Clarissa, as she has many other duties to attend to at the moment. But yeah, that goes very well. However, you had sort of wanted your son to join you on this, but unfortunately he was not able to. Now, yesterday he was here the first day. He's kind of sitting next to you, and he did some, and he did pretty good,
Today I have him off doing other lordly business.
Well, perhaps, but you're not quite sure where he is at the moment.
And when is their name day?
It's essentially like, I'm keeping it vague, but like tomorrow, 2 days, essentially.
Within the next couple of days. Okay.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it seems as every member of House Weirlight is very busy, doing something or other. As we see them sort of prepping for the day, all the different people on the grounds, just setting up all the different tournament areas and the fences for the equestrian event, and the melee pit and the jousting pitch and, of course, all the different ales and the mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of alcohol being brought in. I mean, hell, Clarissa, that's like half your day is just signing for the insane amount of alcohol that you are having to be shipped into you because of this, 500 or more guests that you will be having who will be drinking for the next, once the tournament starts, once the name day celebration begins, 3 days, essentially. So there's going to be so many drunk people everywhere. The preparations are, as we see, underway. We're going to kind of skip forward a bit. I just wanted to kind of show the chaos of the preparation. But I was wondering, before any guests begin to arrive, which is the next thing we're going to move into, is there anything that anyone would like to do?
Read about magic.
Study buddy session.
That Clarissa would like to take a break.
So many signings.
Yeah, no, it's like I think I probably keep the younger siblings occupied and out of mother's warpath. Or whoever this fancy designer person is. It's like, no, we don't let him get the hands on the children. Let's out of sight, out of mind.
Nikatraus is his name.
I also feel like I have been hiding from Nikatraus.
Everyone except for Vivienne has.
Do we know where he's from?
Like, does he know?
Well, seeing as you've been
happened?
avoiding him, you don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Ooh, what happened? I missed.
I was saying
how
from
everyone's
Nikatraus.
hiding from Nikatraus. As you all have,
Avoidance.
he has been given essentially full authority to sort of just change shit. So that has been a thing. And if all of you have been avoiding him, you do not know where he's from.
That's
yes,
fine.
Clarissa.
I would like to have a conversation with Cedric, if I
Absolutely. You absolutely can. We can do that right now.
can. All right.
Um,
Woo.
Yeah, I think maybe he comes into your office and goes, "You wish to speak with me, cousin?"
I did. Take a seat. How have you been? Would you like some tea?
You want anything stronger?
Of course. Are you kidding? And she opens a desk drawer and just clank, 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 clank. Pulls out a bottle for him.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, he looks like he's been having a full day, for sure. He sits down and wipes sweat from his brow. He'll definitely take a glass of anything, strong. Ken looks at you.
So, it's been a while since we've spoken. I wondered if you had any updates on the Akelins for me.
Yes, I do. I believe from what sources I've been able to gather, that a small stroke of luck. It seems that Flint's forces have accidentally sort of traipsed over House Sunflower, and some of their men engaged skirmishes with their men. So it seems like Flint's armies is sort of having a bit of a dividing time with their raids. I do believe, though, after some confirmation from some of my writers, that a few of his men have skirt past the line and have begun making trouble for some people in the Redlands. However, as our patrols are strict, they can't do much. Some people hurt, here and there, something stolen, but usually most of them are driven off or slaughtered. I'm not worried about our land, but I don't know. Your father, my uncle, he seems adamant that the Akelands can hold their own, and they have been. Flint's forces are divided at the moment, and he's not really making any move. He's been laying low most of the time, actually. I think most of this recent activity is his men have been bored. I see you have a face.
I'm just thinking. I imagine that you can agree with me that Kingslanding changed things.
I mean, from what you've told me of it, I would say so. How was my brother? Well, it's good to know court hasn't changed him. As I take the drink.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible. You should know, I suppose, laws was a large part of the issue and our time in King's Landing, and he is on the run.
Well, I don't know where he is. He hasn't come home. Not that I've been aware of.
I'm very glad to hear that. I would hope you wouldn't keep something like that from us.
I can't remember the last time I was able to keep anything from you, Clary.
Thank you. It's a very large compliment, but we need the A-clans under control, and we need the Book of Asterwood.
I know. I don't have the resources. Well, I mean, the Weirlights have the resources, but I don't quite have the resources to find them. However, I have sort of found maybe a solution to that. It'll take some time, but if basically I don't feel right. I know we've had this argument before, but I don't feel right using the Weirlight's men for our purposes. But I do know of some men we could hire. I found word of them. The source is reliable. That I can say emphatically. My hesitation is the price, as I could pay it. Not that I'm not worried about. It's just basically we need some money.
Whose money would you like?
Oh God. It's a fucking problem, right? It's not like our family has any. Not that I have access to. I mean, and he just like he's obviously coming around to something like.
I'm gonna let you get there on your own.
And he goes, I mean, Claude has money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's aware of the situation, but Claude, he dusted his hand of that whole business. It's why I'm here. It's why you're here.
With Mariella going to Highgarden, it would do well for us to be in Claude's good books anyways.
Yes.
We had a bit of an understanding in King's Landing, but he's still Claude.
truly a sign of troubling times.
It was horrible, actually. Yes. I could reach out.
Yeah, I would normally, but I can't.
Please don't. If we tell him that this is for the good of his future lordship for the Asterwoods, he'll be decently agreeable, I believe.
Probably.
Yes. Yeah. Claude. Okay. I will write that letter immediately. I believe he's coming to the name day, is he not? I haven't heard.
I think so. I mean, Claude and I don't talk, so.
Fair enough. I will ask Thorsten.
He'll know.
We could have the conversation face to face then, but I do think we need to be prepared for something worse.
Right.
There's no way that what happened in Kingslanding is over. I don't believe it for a second.
Right. No. I've been keeping some men who are volunteers up at certain hours.
Good.
Just in case. Something odd happened. I heard about it. It sounds like nothing, but it's been bugging me, making me uneasy. A knight with no banner discernible, from what I hear, came and met with your father.
With my father?
Yes. It was all hush-hush from what I hear. I spoke to him lightly, and then they went into some room together, and then they came out. You know? I don't know what that's about, so I'm worried.
I had a thought on a way I might be able to wrangle my father a bit. I think this is the sign that I needed to go ahead and enact that plan. Also, Weirlights are being delivered to me now, so...
What?
On my desk.
Oh, I see. I found one in my horse saddle about a week ago.
I had a little tiny bit of hope that after we'd come back from Kingslanding, it would have all just been some fever dream that I'd cocked up. But no, good. Thorsten and I are working on it, but again, we need the Book of Astwood. So
Right.
I will speak with Claude.
Okay, good, excellent. But
There's
there's
something
just
else?
yes. Eventually, not now, but eventually, we keep running into these little roadblocks, and it could be solved a lot quicker. And I know we're not supposed to do this. If maybe we could tell one of them. I leave this up to your discretion, as you deal with them more than I do, but I don't know. I'm just a thought. Henrik's different.
Certainly different than his father. Certainly different than the lord before him. So.
Well, no. I mean different as in since he came back.
Oh,
He's been
well,
different.
yes.
Which is just normally when I get him up for training, he'd whine forever until he starts getting the hang of it. But he hasn't complained once. In fact, he's met me there several times. He seems eager for sure, but I don't know. There's just something different about him. Something to think on. Anyway, I will kind of gets up, cracks his back. I'm gonna have to go a bit of a lie down, but
Good luck with that.
I swear to God, if one more fucking private asks me if his breastplate is shiny enough.
It's fun, isn't it? I've been completely removed from my post. I'm mostly just a hand now to sign things.
Like, yeah. I don't trust that guy. Not that I actually have any inkling whatsoever that he is bad. I just don't like him.
We're afterwards. We don't need an inkling.
And he's just takes the bottle after he's already finished the glass and just takes another swig, puts it down, and just shakes his shoulders and walks out. And then he comes back in and he goes, "Wait a minute, is this something you actually wanted to talk to me about?"
Probably. I don't think it matters anymore.
Well, all right. Well, I'm down the way if you need me. And he just leaves. Alrighty.
Okay.
Indeed. All right. If there is nothing else, then we kind of skip ahead 2 days, where we start the 3-day-long event of the name day tournament celebration.
Yes.
Which I will say on the third day is the actual name day. I will just tell everyone.
You'll commit to a date.
Yes. I mean, there are no dates in Game of Thrones, so I don't
Yes.
have to do anything.
Time doesn't exist.
I mean, there isn't. Everything is just like 10th day of 8th moon. Like, it's the most boring thing ever, and I love it. So the fanfare begins, and of course, it is a gorgeous summer day. Not a cloud in the sky, pure blue above, rolling green below. And from the top, of the receiving chamber of Theolden Hall, the great shining and colored carriages come from nigh every direction. And as the visitors come, and of course, waiting on the main door, waiting to greet every single guest that comes in, of course, Lord Tiedric and Lady Vivian, as is expected of them. Of course, Clarissa, you are there as well, just in case you need to remind anybody who anybody is. I think that is your predominant function. Thorsten, of course, you are also expected to be there because you're the maester, and that's just what you do as a maester.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's people go, "Oh, look, a maester that we have." You just wait. In
Easier
fact,
to gain a trophy.
Nymora, of course, you are stood just off the way as people come in. Mariella, of course, you are upstairs.
To be revealed later.
To be revealed later, of course. No, you are not. You are not to mingle until tonight. But
Vivian's got this grand picture. Yes. presentation.
Oh, it wasn't Vivian. It was Mika Thras. Like, yes, I know. We all love him.
I if anything, I'm like maybe watching from my window, like the arrivals and stuff like that. It's like, okay, and I've got Constance.
Has Nika Thraus at any point has turned his attentions to me yet?
Oh, 100%. 100%. However, luckily it was very brief. He just like turned to you and just went and just left, and you're like, what the fuck was that? And then he just came back, and immediately walked over and like literally like wove a poppy into this up right side of your hair, and you're like, he just goes, and then just leaves.
I see. All right.
I love him.
You would, yes, you would.
This is fine, I guess.
Okay.
I find him ominous and unsettling, but all right.
Yep. I will say, Clarissa, there was a moment where Nika Thraus passed you, and he turned and he looked you up and down, and he literally just went, perfect, and just kept walking. Which you just was odd.
I feel like I have to change now.
Excellent. So basically, almost everyone but Mariella is essentially here. Henrik is, of course, also being kept away. But there are many people just going backs and forth. Servants, of course, because it's the whole thing, right? The nobles come to talk to each other as each of their servants have to then, on the side, almost wordlessly communicate as they move luggage and like several other things up and pass into the many, many rooms of the Elden Hall. They are, I think, as they come in, Clarissa just very politely and quietly kind of states who they are. Sometimes Vivian reminds Cedric like the significance of why they are who they are. Like and all that lovely joys. We of course see many different reach houses. You know, and you're just like, Lord, I think Lord Larry Sloan of House Sloan, I think, you know, House Stackhouse, House Sari, House Roxton, I think, House Rowan, just many different, I think, people arriving, of course. You all get to glad hand, say hello, and actually very early. I would probably say like the 10th family to arrive. Clarissa, you were, of course, given word when the exact moment they arrived, as you have fully planned, as one of your little your little goslings come up to you and just goes, House Red Wine is here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and they disappear off. So you are now aware of this. Do you tell?
Yeah, so I immediately go up to Lady Vivian and say, House Redwine is here.
Oh, excellent. Shining bright. Everyone smiles.
Smiles.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to remind Tedric.
Mm-hmm. I literally just kiss Tedric on the cheek. That's all I do.
And then walking through the way, you see them. For the first time, I think, in this thing, we see the Red Rhymes. We see a man. He is thin, stoop-shouldered, who he probably would have been bald long ago, except for the clumps of red hair that are still attached on the sides of his head. Nothing on the top, but just on the sides, these clumps of long red hair. Like kind of coming in, he has this sort of like gold like top and this sort of like kind of wine colored tunic as he comes in. His face is quite red, which is normal for him. Walking next to him is a very thin, lovely woman that has the sort of traditional ringed hair of a Tyrell. You of course know this is of course Lord Paxter Redwine and his wife Lady Mina, who Mina is Mace Tyrell's sister. Coming in with them, we see two tall, near identical looking young men. They both have sort of the only real difference is one of them sort of looks has this kind of short cropped wavy hair. They both have the same hairstyle. One of them sort of has like reddish hair with like blonde highlights, while the other one looks just more strawberry blonde in general. They are both quite muscular, and as they come in kind of looking around going, oh, and one of them immediately, as a servant girl walks by, just starts staring at her ass.
Beautiful.
Clarissa, of course, you recognize these two young men as Sir Horace and Sir Hubber. Or of course, their much more rude nicknames of Horror and Slobber. Like, which you know are his nephews, and who are, unfortunately, possibly could inherit everything. They are, of course, twins. And like they all kind of kind of come in, and Paxter like sees the welcome. What as they kind of walk in, what do you guys do?
And that's red wine?
Yes,
Yeah.
the red wines, yes. Very prominent Reach House. Yeah, this is Paxter Redwine, his wife Mina, and you see his two sons, Horace and Hopper.
Are they sons or
welcome,
nephews?
Lord
Just
and
so I have.
Lady Red wine. Welcome to our halls.
And he goes, yes. Yes, Lord Tedric, good to see you again. It's been, what, 3 years?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, and he puts a hand out to you.
Yeah. I reach out and I grasp.
Yeah, you know, he's like the naval commander of the Reach, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're looking strong. No, this is your, is this your wife?
Yes, this is my wife, Lady Vivienne.
Lovely to meet you, Lady Vivienne. He puts a hand out to take your hand.
I'll take his hand. As
Yeah,
well.
he kisses it as, you know, proper Reach.
Mhm.
Yes, of course, may I introduce my wife, Mina,
Mhm.
Formerly Tyrell. These are my nephews, Sir Horace and Hubber. And this, of course, is my daughter, Desmira. And he turns around, and there's nobody there. And he looks and is like, and just turns to look at his wife. And she was like, she was just here. Well, she's such a curious young girl. I'm sure she saw something and immediately needed to know what it was. I'm sure.
Children do
Yeah,
what
they-
they ought, Amina.
They do, Vivian. They do. Yes. Well, can't wait to see your heir. Your daughter. Miss them. A glad name day.
Yes.
I hope you don't mind. We've brought a cask of a vintage of the occasion, and when he points to cask, he points to a literal 6 foot tall barrel, and I don't mean
Yes.
tall length, like height wise. I mean width wise.
Oh, fuck yes. You drank in the night. Oh, thank you, Lord Redwine. It would not be festivities without the famous red wine.
Of course, and this is for the guests, but, and he reaches over and pulls out a sort of smaller cask. He goes, this is, well, 2 people are holding it for him. He goes, this is for your personal stock.
I wave so servants can take it because Cedric will not take any.
Thank you.
Of course. Yes, this is, of course, a cask of our old vintage Arbor Gold.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes, well, kind of just gestures, and you show him off to the servants, who then take them to where they need to go.
Yeah, I'm just like, where is his daughter?
Would you like me to find out?
Yes.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
Do you want to send someone on that errand, Clarissa?
Yes.
Absolutely. You can just like whistle, or I don't know, how do you summon your people?
I think it's almost just she raises a finger and it's just
Excellent.
like an alarm bell.
Yeah.
All of the people around her go, what?
Yeah,
Like you would with a
yeah,
horse.
like a a page boy kind of runs up and just looks at you,
Find me Lady Dusmira, please.
nods, and
Don't,
runs off.
don't,
Stops,
don't.
turns.
don't say anything to her. Don't go up to her. Just find her and tell me where she is.
Never, my lady.
Ah, good boy.
Yeah, he looks at you and was like, "Why would I do that?" Like,
She pats his head, even if he's taller than her. Good job.
Yep,
Yep.
runs off. Excellent. Yep, more families arrive. Some we recognize, some we want. At one point, you kind of hear him, and you're informed, Clarissa, that House Tarley is here.
Brilliant. Yep.
Mhm.
Very proud with how the day is going so far. She goes to Vivian. House Tarley is here.
Yeah,
That's a move.
and
Right.
yeah, and of course, walking in all of his glory, we of course see Lord Charlie, Lord Randall, and his wife. And he just goes, Lord Tiedrick, as he comes in to give you a good hearty arm grip and pat on your back.
Take that hearty arm grip, give it back just as hearty.
Yep, as he hits your arm, goes, "How you doing, old boy? Hope not too rough after Selmy put you in the dirt."
Yes, the leg's been bothering me just a little bit, but I'm getting over it.
That's right. That's how a Reachman does now, not like that Ponce Westerling who went down like a sack of potatoes. I heard he's barely gotten up since. Weaker stock is all it is. Weaker stock.
Indeed.
He goes, Vivian, a vision, as always.
You flatter me, Lord Tarley.
Has your house gotten bigger?
It has. I'm sure we can regale you with all the expansions that we've did, but you enjoy yourself. And Tiedrick, I'm sure once we've done with all the parading of welcoming the other houses, you and Tiedrick can go off and have, well, all the fun you as lords do.
Excellent. I would love to hear the expansion of the fortifications. I have heard I have heard from Lord Garland. They are quite impressive.
They are indeed.
You speak with Lord Garland on many occasions?
Young Lord Garland? Well, of course. Who else is there to teach him strategy and war?
Of course.
So you on the bit must get our things in order. And he just walks off, and his
I
wife.
give a nod to his wife.
Yeah, she smiles. She goes, "Lovely to see you."
I do want to give her I don't know if the reach just kisses on the cheek, but I
Oh
don't
yeah,
wanna.
no,
I
it's
wanna.
it's a thing. Yeah, yeah. She happily gives it. And yeah, so they they move off. Of course, the Ralds arrive.
Yes.
Focus. Richard comes in, greets you, Tiedrick. Shakes your hand. Cassandra greets you, Vivian. like exciting stuff. Like your firstborn, like reaching maturity. Exciting things.
Yes,
Like,
indeed.
I'm also excited to meet Garrick.
Yes, and then I just wave because I wanted Garrick to be within reach to be
Mhm.
plucked in for this moment.
Mhm. So you definitely wave, and
Please let him be there. Please let him be there.
you see the sort of servant that was supposed to be with him kind of like pop out and then just like stare at you with wide eyes.
Ah, well, you all take the time to rest. Of course, your bags will be taken to your rooms, and Garrick, as adventurous as he is, I'm sure you'll see him throughout the festivity.
Of course, he's I think young man. Let him have his fun. After
Of
all,
course.
I think he's about to become a man.
Mm-hmm.
And he will walk off with Cassandra.
And I just send a withering glare to the servant that was supposed to watch him just silently find him.
He just like nods. Mm-hmm. So great, so great. But yes, several other Reach houses arrive, of course. House Palmingham, House Redding, House Old Flowers.
Mm.
Yes, that's right.
I don't
Very-
think we. Is that a status check to know who they are? Because I, as Serena, don't know who.
Sure, they're just a really minor house.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Yeah, they're just an old house, but they're very minor, and they're just they're happy to be here because you just invited the whole Reach, so here they are. House Osgray here, House Oakhart, House Mullendore, House Middlebury, House Lothar, House Laygood, House Kidwell, House Inchfield, House Merriweather, House Hunt, and Clarissa, you are a little shocked to hear that the certain house banners have come. House Hightower has seemingly arrived.
She does like a little like dance in her space at the page boy or whoever, and then it's like,
Yeah.
thank you. And she turns around and invites Vivian.
Welcome.
Now, House Tower doesn't usually come to like festivities and things like that, right?
Not really.
Holy fucking shit!
Yeah.
So do you inform Lady Vivian?
Yes.
What?
I don't. I have no explanation for you.
They do have rooms, right? We did accommodate for them, so.
Yes. I'm prepared for everything.
Of course you are. That is why I appreciate you so much. Good. Excellent.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think as soon as they come in, Clary's gonna find whoever their like top servant is, whoever seems to be running the party, and help in that like invisible servant dance to get things as smooth as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, you make let's be fun. Make a stewardship roll.
Ooh. Let's see.
I'm just watching this, just happy that that things are normal. This
Did
is
it
all I
go?
wanted.
It did.
Ooh, noise.
Absurd.
Yeah, fucking 4 degrees of success, something like that. 3, I don't know. It's a lot. 4 degrees. Yeah, 4 degrees.
A lot.
They have a room with a view.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, not everyone does, but they definitely do. Yeah. So you're like, of course I have. Yeah, and they're like, of course, and they know what's up. They know who you are. They know what everything's going on. You handle them perfectly, and you know it will be done. And oof. Let's see. One second. Yeah. So and kind of coming in is now. Here's the thing: you're not really sure, like who's coming of them because there's a lot of high towers. But fascinatingly enough, coming in is Lord. Hold on, Lord Baylor Brightsmile, heir of House Hightower. Now, of course, Brightsmile is sort of like his nickname, right? Because he has a dashing smile. He sort of is that. He's sort of like that dashing, good-looking that is also in his 50s, 40s, 50s.
Well,
Yeah, he does.
Short plenty.
A very Gilderoy Lockhart look. And you see him coming in with, let's see here, so many things, with his wife Rhonda of House Rowan, another prominent thing, and they come in. It looks like they also have some people coming in behind them, a good amount actually, and kind of coming in, looking in, and he goes, Lord Tedric, I haven't seen you since you were a boy. And Tedric, yeah, you maybe sort of possibly remember meeting this man. You don't super remember.
Yes, I believe I was, really young.
Oh, yes, you must. You were about the height of my knee, and now you are quite sizably above that. Good to see you, my lord. And he puts a hand out to...
Yep, I immediately meet him with mine.
Yep. And he grips you. He's in this very elegant silver and black outfit with a half cape, of course. That
I
has,
am
of course,
also wearing a half cape.
Excellent. Yeah, he takes his hand and he goes, "Oh, lovely half cape."
Well, thank you. Yours is quite fetching as well.
Isn't it? He just like it goes, "My wife, Rhonda." And very, very elegant, beautiful young, not young, but woman, who has sort of this kind of like honey, kind of darker blonde hair.
I will reach out, take her hand, kiss it.
And he goes, Tedric, and this must be Vivienne, lady. I think it's so lovely to meet you. And she takes both of your hands.
You as well. It is so good to have you here.
We were ecstatic to hear that your heir had reached the age of majority. This is something truly to celebrate.
Of course.
After all of your numerous contributions to the Citadel, we couldn't resist coming. And Vivian, now something is clicking in your head. You provide all of the poppies, and the Citadel is in there, and where all the maesters.
Well, we are happy to provide for the future minds of for the well-being of the Seven Kingdoms. Yes,
my father-in-law was always so important to him. Oh, come, my love, don't talk as if father is dead. I dare say he'll outlive us all. And he just laughs. And he goes, "Oh, how rude of me, my children." And he turns, and there's a number of people standing there.
Oh. Is it all girls?
They are not all girls. Many of them are boys.
Okay, cool. Love it.
They've been busy.
This is of course.
But as busy as Tedric and Vivienne.
Yeah, do they have more kids than me?
Do they have more kids than you? Well, let me name them.
Very excited for this.
Virility showdown. Let's go.
Yeah. And of course, Vivian, you know Baylor's sister very well. It's Illyri Tyrell.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so his brother-in-law is Mace.
Yeah.
So yeah, you obviously you know her quite well. Yes, this
They
is of
just
course.
keep marrying each other, don't they?
Yes, of course. This is my daughter Denise, my daughter Layla, um, my son Tragar, my son Jorah, I think my daughter Lineth, no, just like thing, and of course their husbands. It just he has a cadre of at least 12 people with him.
God damn it.
No, those are not all of his children. Many of them are
Okay.
his children and their
I
wives.
counted 5.
Wives, their wives, and
All right, we're tied then.
yeah. So very produced that. And then and of course, let's see here. Yes, of course, my grandson Leighton. And my granddaughter Desinea. And he's just like presenting all these people.
Oh goodness. Unfortunately, our children are off, excited to meet the other
Of course, no, we came early. Of course, I'm sure we'll see each other throughout the festivities. Which, of course, I can't wait for you to, make notice of and you just hear, Father, you forgot to introduce me. He goes, oh, of course, my dove, my darling. How could I forget? And a lot of them move, and walking down this way in this flowing silver gown is this gorgeous young girl with short hair. Most of it's blonde, but there's almost like a platinum sheen to it, just a tiny bit. Please, allow me to introduce my youngest daughter, Allura. And she curtsies before you. She goes, I have been very much wanting to meet the Lord and Lady of House Weirlight. Every time I take a ride through the Redlands, I've always struck by its beauty.
You ride. Oh my goodness. Both Henrik and Mariella love riding. You, I think, you would make fast friends with the both of them.
I am ever excited to make their acquaintance. And she kind of nods and goes, well, let's get our things in order. I'm sure there is a mountain of people behind us. Good day. And they kind of wad off. Yeah.
It's beginning.
Yeah, Clary pulls out the physical list that Vivian has for all of Henrik's future potentials and writes down Allura's name on it.
Yeah.
Stuffs it back in her pocket.
Henrik's got some new ones.
Mm-hmm. How old are the ground kids? The male grandkid looks 15. But the other grandchild looks much younger.
Okay.
What about his youngest daughter, Allura?
Just as, she looks, I would say around Henrik's age.
Fancy that.
Very awesome. Yep. So more come in. You are excited, Clarissa, as walking in is your cousin of House Tullison. Yeah, I know. We haven't seen Dunstan in quite a while.
Dunstan.
His flowing red hair, and he comes in and he goes, Weirlight, it's so good to see you, cousin. And he goes up and grabs your hands and kisses your cheek. I'm so glad you look very well. I heard you had a bit of trouble on the way back, from our keep.
It's a fascinating story. I'll have to tell it to you sometime.
I would love that. You of course, let's see, who you remember my sister, Lady Eve, and this gorgeous woman with long black hair, and just like a very piercing, gaze. She looks maybe like 18-ish, 17. And she goes, Lord and Lady Weirlight, I've heard many good things about you from Clarissa and my brother. I go, yes, very happy to receive the invitation. I mean, after all, with all the embarrassment that might have happened, we owe you a lot. And we wish to show it. I think we will, that. But thank you very again for the invitation. Of course, glad handing and shakes. And he goes, have the Dovers arrived?
Unfortunate.
Yes, unfortunately, they weren't able to make it. It seems that they had other things to take care of.
That's unfortunate. I was hoping to talk to the old vulture. Oh well. Kind of smiles and nods at you. Yeah. So good to see them. Now, coming in on a large procession, you hear the trumpets from very far off. You are, of course, immediately made known the moment they arrive. The Tyrells are here.
Yes.
I'm so sorry for everyone. That we're just basically introducing people that come in, but we want to get them all in.
No, it's okay. I smile at the lady with the long black hair.
Yeah,
Shocking.
she smiles back at you,
Oh.
and like a pretty not just polite smile. And of course, anyone can like bring up and be like, hey, what do they look like? Can I identify something about them? Anyone can interrupt me for any reason. This is all cool and casual. The Tyrells come in. Yes, Deidre.
For no reason.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Serena and Bailey are just like, okay,
As
so those
always,
lists.
leading by example. The Tyrells come in, and it is Mace. It is Illyri. And Garland is with them.
Fuck yeah.
He definitely looks a bit taller than the last time you saw him, which wasn't that long ago, but
Growth spurt.
yeah, a little bit. He looks a little taller. He comes in. He goes, Teesric, my lord, and he just shakes your hand, comes and hugs you. Vivian plants a kiss upon you. Illyri kisses you, Teesric, and kisses you, Vivian. Happy to celebrate you on your son's name day. Happy. Happy. Where is he? Where is the young man?
Oh, he's off somewhere.
Of course. Probably practice anything. He must have practiced quite well if he's accomplished what he's accomplished. And you just, Mace Tyrell just seems really excited.
Garland, perhaps this will be a time that I know you weren't able to come to King's Landing, but we do have a joust in the ceremonies.
He was there.
Oh, he was?
He just didn't participate.
Okay, understood. Thank you for correcting me. I know you weren't able to participate in the joust at King's Landing, but hopefully you'll be able to participate in the joust here.
That was actually my plan, my lady. It seems you have predicted that as well. And he kind of bows his head towards you. He goes, yes, quite. Yes, quite. And of course, I know young Mariella, she has come of age. I believe she is to join us back at Highgarden at course.
I cannot tell you the excitement that she has to be able to join all of you at Highgarden.
I'm very keen on showing her much. I'm very don't worry, I have put her in the personal employ of the family. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to come here, but she will meet Marjorie in time. However, may I, of course, introduce our third son, Loris. And you see this young little 8-year-old boy with like shining curly golden hair, very cherubim like, and he bows to you and he goes, my lady, I am rather awestruck at the beauty of your hall, though it does pale in comparison to you.
Oh,
Jeez.
my Lord Loris, I am honored by your praise. And I will look to Illyria. He is going to break many a heart.
We
Yeah,
are
he is.
sure. We are sure of it. Garland goes. He's actually already shown some talent with the blade as well, even as young as he is.
Already? Oh,
Mhm.
then I am sure knighthood is not far off.
They kind of pats him, and he just smiles very large and goes, "I wish to be I do wish to be a knight like my big brother. Like he is ever so skilled." And he just pats his head. And he goes, "Yeah, yes, of course. Right. Well, I cannot wait to see if my accommodations are anything like the last time Garland and I graced the Olden Hall. I am quite excited to get to them."
By all means.
Yes.
Did you guys set them up in the same rooms they had last time?
I mean, if we have better rooms, yeah.
No, you gave them the best room.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we've met little baby Loris.
A cutie pie. My hope is that him and Tisea become like best friends. And they just grow up judging people together.
Judging people. Why are they still wearing half capes? That's so out.
So out.
So
Yeah, many more people arrive, and let's see here. You have greeted many guests, and once again, Clarissa, you are known. There is a certain banner that was spotted on the horizon as House Primaris has arrived.
They're here. The Primaris's are here, my lady.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Getting a bite in between. You're standing there for like hours. You just occasionally are just handed things, sat down in between, like, all right, here we go.
I was poisoned, so.
must keep up my strength.
Is that your excuse for everything?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, she was poisoned, so she gets a bit peckish.
She survived basilisk venom out of
Yeah,
all of
she
them.
did. Mm-hmm. But entering the hall first, Nymora. I think a part of you goes, "Huh," as a woman in elegant leather armor with metal plates in certain areas comes in with a kind of thicker, like a blade that's only about this thick. And from the other blades, it looks like, you recognize it, it looks like a Bravosi water dancing sword. She comes in with dusky skin, hair tied back, and with what look like 2 bronze ornamental daggers pierced through the bun. She has like these almost like yellowish eyes as she kind of walks in first and looks around, and then like looks at you. And she kind of the nobles, she definitely blends in with like help styled people. But all the armed people are noticing the way she walks, and you definitely notice, Nymora, that she's like not really making much noise as she walks. And there's just a walk of someone who knows how to murder people, and this is definitely one of them. And
I remember. I was a mercenary, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She definitely looks foreign. She definitely looks Bravosi. And she actually has face tattoos coming up her neck and kind of piercing up near her eyes that kind of give her almost like a lynx-y look. And she just kind of stares over at you, and she kind of like looks you up and then down, and then kind of cocks her head.
I do the nod.
And they like nod.
Mm-hmm.
An eyebrow raises and goes, and then stands to the side. And the like incoming is the Primaris's. From what you can see, like all of them.
Oh, but
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Coming in, we of course at the head of them, in an elegant dark purple and black tunic, Lord Benedict Primaris in all of his height and stature. Coming up and immediately going, Lord Tedric, finally get to grace your hall. Saw your home from quite a ways away. It allowed me to admire its beauty from its distance. Times to see how to scale its walls. Might want to work on that. And he puts a hand forward, but he smiles as he says it.
I reach my hand forward. And, yes, the point is to show them how big the walls are and how unscalable they could be.
He nods. He goes, and of course, my lady, wife, Delilah, and just kind of flowing in perfectly straight, raven-colored hair, that dark black with that kind of blue tint to it, coming down over most past her shoulders, and only sort of revealing perhaps maybe a crux of her face. And she's wearing this dark, almost purplish, very dark purplish lipstick, very Yennefer-esque in her clothing.
Nice.
And she goes, I am utterly delighted and excited to be a guest here. And she puts her hand out to you, Tedric.
I will take it and place a kiss on the back of it.
Excellent. And her skin she is ice pale, incredibly pale. This woman does not go outside, as a lady shouldn't. And then she comes up to you and goes, Lady Vivian, I feel as if I already know you. Your reputation is strong.
I mean, well, not as strong as yours, Lady Delilah.
And she smiles at you and go, I'm so glad we can understand each other. And she picks up your hands and places that in yours and goes, I hear you recently survived being poisoned. I hope not too traumatic to speak of.
No, nothing that I wouldn't do for my family.
She smiles. And she goes, a sentiment very few, including myself, understand. And she kisses the back of your hands.
Do I have to roll an endurance?
No. Just oh no!
Contact poison.
I'm kidding. Halfway.
No, only endurance that it is. I mean, she's quite beautiful.
Ew.
I mean, a woman would eat you alive.
And she kind of,
all of us alive.
and then she turns and looks directly at you, Clarissa. She goes, and is this the famed Clarissa Asterwood?
That is my name, but I feel famed is a bit far. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, hush now, darling. I have heard much of you and your skill. If only High Ground had such a skilled and dedicated steward as you.
You flatter me too much.
I think you should get used to flattering. You are I think as you are, as I hear, skilled, as you are beautiful, and she kind of like moves a bit of your hair.
There's totally a moment where Clary's like,
yep. A bit of your hair behind your ear. They go. I hope that over the course of the next few days we could have time to talk.
I will make sure of it.
Like, and I have heard of someone, and then she turns and looks at you, Nymora.
Uh-huh. I do that. There's like a moment where I do that thing where you're just like,
I'll bear back.
oh, me?
Yeah, she walks up to you. And Nymora, how tall are you again?
I'm 5. Hang on, I actually have it in here somewhere. I'm like 5'10".
Yeah, so this one
Like, I'm tall,
this
but
one-
not super tall.
This one meets your eyes as she's about 5'9".
Mhm.
And she comes up to you and goes, "You were the Lady Knight who got so far in the King's tournament. Like, Sir Nymora, yes?
Yes, my lady.
Like, I'm so happy to see such examples of guile, ingenuity, and strength of our sex represented here in House Weirlight. I hope to see more of your strength in the tournament." And she just like looks like she's touching something in your armor and definitely like brusques your bicep with her hand.
Mm-hmm. It's like an involuntary like flex. I'm just like, it is my earnest hope that the next time that I make the journey to King's Landing, that I will get even farther.
I do hope you get that opportunity, and I'd love to be there to see it. And she then turns around, and a bit of her hair kind of like gets near your nose, and there's just this intense smell. Very
she
good.
smells like cloves and just like something like nice. And just like,
Exactly.
yeah. Fuck.
And you then hear, "Mother, aren't you so friendly?" She goes, "Oh, yes, of course. Like, may I introduce, of course, my lady daughter, Scarlet. I believe that you have met." And she, I don't believe quite formally, and she goes forward and curtsies. And Tiedrick and Vivi now get a much better look at Scarlet. Just a raven hair, just like her mother. Of course, her father's eyes, and there's a bit more of a softness to her features rather than the intense angles of Lady Weirlight. As opposed to be Lady Primaris. It goes, "I am very overjoyed to make your acquaintance. I don't know if you know, but at King's Landing, your daughter Marielle and I became good friends. We've written a few letters to each other."
Well, that is good to know. I wasn't able to see the event, but I know you both participated in the equestrian event, and I saw that you were placed.
Yeah, like, yes, I'm very. It is a lady's interest, I know. Not terribly interesting to most, but I do find it very interesting.
Henrik has a deep fascination with riding, so I am sure that you two will expound more on that during the festivities.
I would enjoy that. He goes, "Yes, and of course you know my son, Layden."
Just the jarring.
I look at him and I just give him the eye, like,
Dad, no.
Yep, Layden comes up to you and he looks you dead in the eye, Tiedrick, and he goes, "It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Tiedrick," and he puts a hand out.
I put my hand out as well. And it's an honor to have you all here.
He nods as he shakes his hand, I watched your skill in the melee, and you were able to far exceed most. Only if the only foe you seem to be able to not overcome is a legend, I see no shame in that. And besides, I think winning glory in a tournament means more to men who have not won glory on the battlefield like yourself.
Oh, he's good. He's real good.
He is good. This is true,
And he goes,
but I do accept that defeat with high honors.
I would as well. And he goes, my lord brother, Peter. And just this young black-haired, curly-haired kid comes up and he's like, oh, I get to talk to them? Cool.
Just yo.
He goes,
What up, homies?
Lord, lady, thank you. Like my daughter Hira, and there is a girl who is about 8, who comes up, who has her father's dark locks. She goes, she just kind of comes up and goes, I very much like the tiles on the top of your castle. They're blue. I do enjoy blue.
Oh, well, aren't you just a lovely thing?
What was her name again?
Her name Shahira.
Shahira.
Is to say nearby the daughter that I just hope is of my heart.
She's your children are sort of being kept ready, and because this is going to take a while, right? So they're kind of
I didn't know if they were there for the presentation, but if they're all kept for revealing later, then I'm also okay with that. Understood.
Yes. Yes, of course, and of course, as to show my my sworn my sworn sword, Weiss, and that woman who entered first, comes up and bows, but in a very different way. Like most Westerosi bows are like from the hip. This is very much more like an elegant sort of like side curtsy bow.
Like a dip, almost.
A dip, almost, yeah. It's, I mean, Kendrick, you would recognize it as very bravosy.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, Lord and Lady, do not worry, my presence here will only be necessary for my lord's protection, though I know my job most likely will be very lax, as I know your hospitality would never allow anything to happen to them.
Not at all.
Yes, and of course, and our steward, my bastard, Kieran, and there is
Can I come right out and say it, huh, bud?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's no shame. He a man's man.
Yeah, and I think a man. He's looks around your age, Clarissa. He has brown hair and this kind of yellow outfit that looks super different from everyone of the main family's outfit, probably really on purpose. He has a steward's pin. He also very noticeably has a some kind of blade scar from the tip of his eye, kind of down, getting thicker near his jawline, and he just kind of nods silently to everyone. He goes, yes, right. Well, I think that is everyone. It was a long journey. God, so much they travel in such short time, but that's politics. And and you just see Delilah just touch his shoulder, and it goes, "I am excited to retire to our room, as am I, my love." And there was a very Morticia Gomez Adams moment where they just stare in each other's eyes. That these two are really into each other.
Cute.
And they are quickly kind of seen off.
Well, you know who Tony's pulling for.
Listen, I'm not pulling for anyone, man. I'm excited for anyone for this to happen.
There's so many options.
I feel like after that, Clary definitely shares a glance with Naimora, like, what the fuck?
Oh. Naimora, you also noticed as they were leaving, Weiss turned around. But you notice like her legs are walking forward, but her top almost turns around as if she's incredibly flexible and just stares at you as you're walking away. And then her very stern face kind of moves into a very kind of smile.
I raise an eyebrow at her like she did me before, and just smile a little bit back at her. But
Cool. She then goes to you and turns back around.
I'm going to be murdered.
But you'll die with a smile.
We all might.
I'm in danger.
It's a good way to go.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger!
Yep. I totally forgot. Actually, there's one more person I have to introduce. I totally I have to do this. It goes, and of course, our maester. And Thorsten, you know who this is. This is a fairly famous maester.
Seashell guy.
No, this is, it goes, our Maester Magoo. As you see, a man easily in his late 80s, early 90s, come up with a tall cedar walking stick, a heavy, thick round of chains around his white, wispy hair, and his very long, actually clean-shaven face. And he's just sort of squinting at everyone. And he goes, "Lovely to meet you all. Excited to see the poppy fields." Kind of nods.
They are quite lovely. The poppy fields, they are quite lovely.
Oh, I would agree.
Tony, we are absolutely desperate to know how does this man spell his name.
They were typing it in the roll chat.
Please.
We'll see. Delilah goes, we were wondering if perhaps at one late your maester could show our maester a thing about the poppies. He is an ever so dedicated study of them.
Do an inside check on Delilah.
Absolutely, you can. Empathy, awareness, empathy.
Yep. Because while I am utterly enraptured by her beautifulness, I know this bitch is game. Okay, here we go. Not great, but here we go. 17.
That's
Not
really
great,
good.
says.
You believe that you if she does have some designs about this, not that there's nothing that you can discern from her face about it. Honestly, if anything, it looks like she's just asking because it looks like she does genuinely like Magoo, and maybe this is something he wants to do.
Let's see why that would be a problem. I'm sure Thorsten will gladly show Magoo the poppy field.
My maester wants to make friends with your maester.
Magoo goes, "Thorsten, I think that's a very unique name. Last Thorsten I heard of was some brat upstart who thought he was better than everyone else because of how young of a maester he became."
Oh.
What a coincidence!
What?
And he just begins to walk off.
Too
I
funny.
see.
Little does he know.
All right, well that's the Primarises, everyone.
Maester Magoo.
Oh God. Arriving, Clarissa, you are node. Two banners approach simultaneously. One, you are told, would be the banners of, well, actually, I think Vivian. No, it'd be Clarissa. You were told by Vivian to watch out for this house. sigil, but House Malister is approaching.
Yes.
Alongside another banner of House Tully.
What? Back again.
All right. Not expected, but you know.
Yeah, I will relay.
Yep.
I think my heart literally stops at the tone. Just be like, oh, just it's fun. I'm out of wine. Just,
Yeah.
I would pour
yeah,
through my
Kevin-
monitor, but I can't.
Kevin's already there. He's just like
yep.
Kyle.
And then
So
just,
Kyle's
Kyle.
already there. Yeah, Kyle's
And then
already there.
after a sip and a sniff, I'm just like, okay, I'm back. It's fine. Not surprised. This was expected.
Yep. All right. And walking in, you see, I mean, Clarissa, you recognize him because you've seen him before in your youth. Edmure Tully, like heir to House Tully. He's walking alongside two other men. One taller, kind of graying hair, definitely muscularly built. Has like some missing bits of a beard that look like might be from scar tissue. Coming in, he looks fairly dour, very serious. And Lord Edmure Tully, flowing brown, kind of auburn-colored hair with a kind of thick auburn beard. Looks in his early 20s. He's younger than you, Clarissa. And next to him is an almost more looking dour young man with kind of it's very odd. It's almost like this, like almost near dark black auburn hair, and like kind of a very serious expression. His face is very clean shaven. He's wearing kind of this kind of more black dark outfit with some silver on it. And they come in. And the older man comes directly up to you, Tiedric. He goes, Lord Tiedric Weirlight. We've never been formally introduced. I'm Lord Jason Malister. Thank you for your offer of hospitality. And he kind of like bows slightly to you, just like head dip, essentially.
I will do the exact same in return.
Mm-hmm.
And it is our honor to have you here.
Later, if I could impose upon you, I heard you slew Theobald Redhands.
Yes, I did.
That man killed my nephew. So I very much would like to hear of his demise.
And you shall.
Thank you. Of course, may allow me the honor to introduce my liege lord, Sir Edmure Tully. Yes, yes. Hello. Hope you don't. Hope you don't mind. Old Patrick and I are old mates, and first time going into the Reach, you wanted some support. I know it's a bit of a surprise. I hope it's not too much trouble, eh?
Not at all.
Oh, we are happy to accommodate you.
Yes, well, great to meet both of you. And he goes to shake your hand, Tiedric, and
I will shake his hand.
He will give like a kiss on your cheek, Vivian.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, when I was told that your family grows poppies, it never occurred to me that there would be a noble in charge of growing poppies. And then I think, Edmure, why wouldn't there be? And it's just novel, isn't it?
I suppose it is.
And he's like, right. And then Jason's like, Patrick goes, and then
Yes.
Patrick kind of stands up, and he's definitely tall. He's taller than his father. Well into 6 foot. A lot, not as broad-shouldered as his father, a little thinner, but definitely has the air. Teacher, you can tell the air of someone who knows how to fight around him.
Mhm.
And he goes, "I am very pleased to be here. Thank you very much for your personal invitation. And may I congratulate the coming of age of your children."
Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, right. Well, I think we will see you later. And as they walk away, he goes, as they walk away, you just kind of hear you definitely hear Clarissa damn, Patrick, why don't you be a little stiffer? It goes, "I do not know why we are here." Oh, buddy, well, it's a party in the Reach. Why wouldn't you want to come? Just enjoy it, man. That I will find that maple, whoever stuck it in there, and I will pry it out. Of course, metaphorically, my lord. I wouldn't, of course. It goes, "Whatever you wish, my liege," as Jason. And they walk off.
Yeah, Claire kind of turns to Vivian and goes, I'm afraid I missed a discussion of some sort. Why are the Malisters here?
Because down the line, Henrik is interested actually in Scarlet, then we can possibly aid in the Primaris' marrying Desmira, and then if the Malisters are interested, Patrick and Mariella, and then we can control the entire west side, at least in ships.
She just explains this fucking scheme.
My head just turns to her
Also, he's very handsome, Tedric, and with his skill in battle, Mariella would be very well protected in Seaguard. And with the grandchildren.
They would be very beautiful, my lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of
I
course,
just turn back ahead and
of
Back
course,
in the position.
Of course, the Ashfords arrive.
Mhm.
Lots of "Oh yes, great to see you." And yes, of course, my second daughter, Ashella, and she's just like, "Lady Vivienne, it is a delight to see you. I cannot wait to see your dress for the next few days."
Shella, I'm so happy to see you. You were lovely at the closing festivities, and
Not near half as
correct.
lovely, as yourself. I have to say, I was wondering if perhaps I could get a tip or two. I know it is embarrassing for a lady to admit such a thing, but I would so much, love to know how your girls get you to look so much more radiant than you always are.
Stop it. I'd be happy to tell you, but you are lovely in every sense of the word. I am. Oh, please.
Oh, Daddy, I'm so happy we're we're friends. With the Weirlights. And he goes, "Yeah, of course, Pumpkin, I am as well." Mwah! Yes, and I hope you have, of course, given us a room with elevation and air, old lungs,
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, whisked away.
I just touched you. That Shella is such a lovely young girl, isn't she?
She is.
Indeed.
I will say, minor side note, Mariella has probably warned Clarissa about Ashella. Some girls have gone missing when they have crossed her path. Warning.
Important thing to know.
Clarissa, more impressed with the show.
Yeah, right?
She'd
She'd be very good at my job.
Yeah, but it's she probably gives the example of Mary, the mousy, unintimidating girl.
Sometimes bitches get cut.
Speaking from
Not
experience.
true.
Speaking
Yep.
from experience.
Experience. Yep. Yeah, but and then of course arriving, coming in, you just hear, "My lord, Tedric." I am excited to be here. my darling daughter, as you see your father.
Why is he here?
How are they? Because he's your only battleman, Vivian.
Reap what you have sown.
I mean, he's literally your most loyal supporter. Yeah, it's your father, Aldous, Asterwood.
Yeah, and she smiles and she says,
Asterwood?
Pleasure to see you. It's been a
Oh yeah,
while."
yeah.
He's a and you notice your father seems really happy for some reason. Normally he's kind of serious, but he seems really happy, and when he's smiling at you, there's like this nostalgic look in his eye, and it's a bit odd.
And she's immediately frightened.
He goes, I am, so good, to see you, and he just gives you a full hug. And then he kisses you on the forehead, and he goes, and of course, my lord, Lady Vivian, Maester, Thorsten, and I heard congratulations are in order, Sir Nymora. And he kind of inclines his head to you.
I bow. Thank you, my lord. Yes, it has been
Yeah. No, Vivian. No, not your father, Vivian. No. Clarissa's father. No, your father isn't here yet.
Your father has not left his mountain in 15 years.
But of course, he's you, and he goes, "Oh yes, of course, you remember my brother." And your uncle comes up, and he goes, "My lord, my lady, I think fine to see you all again." And Aldous is, of course, goes, "Yes, of course," and my youngest as well. And Clarissa, it's your baby sister. Quick check. Do you remember what your little sister's name is?
No! Hold on.
How can you forget your little sister's name?
I don't think I've ever super met her. I do, Catalina.
Okay, good. Yes, and your baby sister Catalina comes up, and she's just like, Lord Tedric, Lady Vivian, it is so great to see you again. It's been so time. And then she goes, Claire! It's just like, and she comes up and gives you a big hug.
It's so good to see you.
She's like a head taller than when you last saw her. She looks like a lady.
It's rude how you keep growing. Personally, I should let you know.
She just kind of fluffs herself out. Do you really think I've gotten bigger?
I know you have.
I'm very excited to be here. So are there lots of handsome young men here?
There are so many. It'll be a delight.
I can't wait. They are, of course, cleared out, and a few more come. But it is at this point we will kind of go into the facilities, and I know we're a bit late in, but I would like to take a break, if we're all okay with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, never.
All right, then.
Ignore the grumpy maester.
All right, well, I'll take a break. Thorsten, you keep going.
Thorsten just makes up magic shit.
Alchemy! What's in the green bottle?
Everybody, it's
Milk of the poppy.
it's time for blood magic with Thorsten.
The blood magic power hour with Thorsten. All right, well, everyone go get things ready. We'll come back soon. Don't go anywhere.
Ooh.